In the rain gauge of life, how much precipitation am I getting? I'm Rob McCool, a.k.a. Ron McCoy. For the answer to that question, keep watching. So, back to the question of how full is my rain gauge, with the analogy being the more precipitation in my rain gauge, the better I am doing. As you may know, I work for Ross Stores in Liberty, and interestingly, as I work in the stockroom next to the assembly line Nestiflex, and I'm slicing open boxes to see what's inside. And even though it's only January 31st, there has already been an abundance of spring-related items. Here it is, the end of January, and spring has already sprung at Ross, giving me hope for the future. Wow. My rain gauge is already filling up. One of the reasons for that is recently on Facebook, a former fellow classmate posted that he had now been retired for a full year, and he extolled the virtues of retirement. 1 year ago today, I was presented with the opportunity to retire. Wasn't my plan at the time, and can't say I was very happy about it, but it has been a blessing. You don't really know the stress you are carrying until it's suddenly gone. Do the math. If the numbers work, retire. Don't waste time working additional months, years that don't significantly impact your pension retirement. You won't regret it. This individual and I were in the same 5th grade class. We also bowled on the same bowling team. Here's a photograph. He's the chap in the middle. I, like he, had mixed emotions about officially retiring. However, after 4.5 months, I feel like I've struck the perfect balance of working, having a place where I have to be, while also having time to pursue areas of interest, while also making videos. Along the lines of pursuing areas of interest, last weekend, I was able to participate in the Real Liberty Film Festival at B&B Theaters. My sister found out about this, and I was able to register and attend. I got to see 2 classic motion pictures.
Critics says is a giant among motion pictures.
Say it.
Gloria Swanson, one of the great personalities of this generation, in a role that comes to an actress once in a lifetime.
And one of the things I like to do is to make videos, and it's gratifying to know that there are some people who watch the programs that I make. And one of those fans, as you know, created a song based on the videos that I made detailing the travails that I had last September. Here comes the chorus to that song. One bad ass with an axe to grind, standing tall against the bind. Weekly meetings, waste of time. Principle just ain't worth the climb. Truer words were never spoken. One of the advantages to being retired is I get to eat out a lot more. One of the places I frequent is Pizza Shop. I'm there so often, the employees have dedicated a booth in my honor. Not really. However, Recently, I was able to reconnect with old friends from Worlds of Fun. I worked at Worlds of Fun for 9 seasons. I was a supervisor in food service. This old friend of mine was also a supervisor, and he and his wife and I must have set a new record for how long patrons sat at a table in one single sitting. We were there for 6 hours, reminiscing about the great old days, and had I not retired from teaching, I never would have done that. Wow, I'm up to 5 inches. Speaking of eating out, I had the opportunity in November to trek to Overland Park to meet up with another old chum from Worlds of Fun. He too was a fellow supervisor. This old chum and I go back even farther than the previous old chum. We met up at Cheesecake Factory. He, his wife, and I had a wonderful meal. Again, one of the advantages to being retired. Now I'm up to 6 inches. However, some of that precipitation is going to have to come out. Recently on Facebook, I discovered someone who posted about the last edition of Rob McCool's Mid-60s Misadventures. This person extolled the virtues of having principals in the building, made me feel bad. I had 14 principals in 40 years, and many of them were excellent administrators who knew exactly what to do. Unfortunately, my most recent principal does not fall into that category. I deleted this woman's message because I would prefer if people posted about my videos via YouTube. So this person who posted that message is welcome to post, but please post that in YouTube. Well, 2 steps or inches forward, 1 step back. You know, last time I said that, my wonderful administrator said to me, no 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You can make no more mistakes. Well, that's not how life works. Anyway, fortunately, I had the opportunity to fly with someone who made no mistakes. A former student took me up in his plane. He flew me over my old stomping grounds of Liberty Oaks. Made me sad because as I looked down, I couldn't see a red truck in the parking lot. And as we landed, he turns to me and says, "See, you didn't die after all." Now I'm up to 6 inches. That was definitely worth 2 inches, even though prior to departing, I did write out a will and left it on a desk in my computer room, just in case. And you could see that when I was flying with my pilot, that you could see snow on the landscape, and some of that snow still exists here at the end of January. One of the reasons why I now revel in being retired from teaching is I no longer fear snow days. Yes, you heard that correctly. As a teacher, I hated snow days because it threw everything off. And even though I loved doing virtual learning, I was also excoriated for doing too much through Zoom, that kind of thing. So as those weather forecasters were predicting snow and ice and deadly cold temperatures,
we'll likely have additional school closures because of the cold and what's going to be a lot of ice and snow left over from this week.
I was enjoying it. I also got to go to work because, lo and behold, department stores don't close just because it snows. I I hope that you are reveling in this edition and that you will like this video. You will also subscribe, and you will also click on the bell for notification every time I upload a new video. And now, more of Rob McCool's Mid-60s Misadventures. Yes, 7 inches of precipitation in that metaphorical rain gauge. I'm going to have to take some precipitation out though. I was contacted today by the mother of a student that I had 2017-2018. She was seeking a teacher with whom her son could accomplish his A+ hours. Alas, I am no longer a teacher, and I would have loved working with this student. It then occurred to me that possibly he could do his A+ hours with me at Synergy because I am a volunteer there. That's still pending. We don't know if that's going to work out or not. You know, I said I was going to remove some precipitation. Since we don't know for sure, we'll just leave it as it is for right now.
Let's go over to Perry and ZZ to find out the flip side. Now, we asked single men.
Today on 25 words or less.
Usually get home from work in time to see both of these game shows. If you haven't so far, check them out. They're a lot of fun. Yes, I'm bumping that rain gauge up to 10 inches because right now my life is full. More of the details about Rob McCool's life and times coming in the next edition. I hope you'll join me. Be sure to tune in The Dark Side of Rob McCool. A new episode appears every Thursday at 7 p.m.